It's the 10-minute time limit brought to you by First Down Sports Podcast Network. It's Andy. It's Jamie as always. Jamie, AEW Dark we just watched for July the 14th. The main draw for us was Cage and Pillman, but we saw an interesting show. Let's roll through it. This contest has a 10-minute time limit. Scheduled for one fall. Ding, ding.
AEW Dark, always exciting, always interesting. You never know what you're going to see or who you're going to see. Tonight we got some good stuff tonight. Actually, we got kicked off with a big steaming pile of turd with the Nightmare Sisters. Or no, was it? Yes, it was the Nightmare Sisters versus which is Allie and Brandi Rhodes versus Diamante and Rache Chanel.
Rache Chanel. This was my first Rache Chanel sighting.
Yeah. That was something. I've seen her before, unfortunately. And the only notes I have on this is Brandi sucks and I love Diamante.
Yeah, I don't have much more. I mean, Rache Chanel's gimmick was very, very apparent to me from the start. Does pull it off quite well. Sold some of the worst. It did some of the worst selling that I've seen in a wrestling ring of all time during this match, but also did some really good selling. So
he did some good selling for a poor wrestler in Brandi Rhodes. I think Brandi's overrated and lucky to be where she is.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I think we got what we expected out of that one.
And then we had a Shawn Spears recap promo about the Black Glove.
Yeah,
that's really all that was. Just something to keep Shawn Spears relevant on Dark, I guess.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I think I skipped a match here in my notes, but did we not see a Ricky Starks sighting in this night?
We definitely saw Ricky Starks. Absolutely.
Yeah, we saw Ricky Starks. We saw Ricky Starks, all right, fighting Robert Ego Anthony, and it was fantastic. Ricky Starks looks great. If you don't like Ricky Starks, you can go to hell. That was a fantastic match. He's a great worker, and he's going to be a great heel. Signing up, looked like he's matching up or pairing up with Taz a little bit, trying to get that heel gimmick over a little bit. Gave Excalibur kind of the deuces as he walked by. That was great. I enjoyed that match. He's got a nice looking new finisher that I've got to say is sharp. I've not really seen quite the way he's done it by other guys before.
Yeah, big fan of the finisher. As you know, we've talked about it. I think Ricky Starks is destined to be part of Les New Sex Gods or Les Nouveaux Sex Gods, whatever you want to say. But that being said, the way he's playing his gimmick, it's very much like at his core, but it could go either way, face or heel. But I think it definitely should go to the heel portion, and he teased a little bit that he's aligning with Taz, which would be very exciting because Taz is the best promo in the AEW right now.
And the weakest part of Ricky Starks' game is his promo game. So I would have to say that's got to be a good matchup and a good fit. And I hope it happens. It would just be cool to see Taz have a stable, not just Brian Cage.
You make a really good point. Like, his promo game is very weak when he speaks, but when he's just, making expressions and his body language, he's amazing. He's very good.
Yeah. Very charismatic, very sells himself very well. Good expressions, good facials, all that stuff that, say, a Jim Cornette or someone like that talks about. Bruce Pritchard in his podcast, they all talk about. I'm excited to see the future for Ricky Starks. I think it's very bright. Next up, we had the Dark Order, consisting of, Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and a guy. Maybe it was number 5.
Some guy.
Versus the captain. His name escapes me, but he's the captain, and Will Hobbs and Joe Alonzo, Sammy Guevara's good buddy from his several vlogs and podcasts. This match was a match.
Yeah.
Dark Order won. Moving on.
Yeah. We saw some Dark Order there, and it was very Dark Order-y, and that's it.
Yeah. Dark Order won, and good for them. They did a weird finisher. It looked like a Spanish fly off the ground. Should be done off the top rope, but it was a win. Next up, we had what could have been the main event, which might have been the main event anywhere else in the world. Let's be honest. Marko Stunt versus Michael Nakazawa in a 2-bottle baby oil match. Because he did throw one at the start, but you can't hide that bottle in those trunks, my friend.
There was clearly more than one bottle in there when he first came out. That was clear. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we've got probably the move of the night, or at least the call of the night in the slipping senton bomb.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And you made a great call when we were watching that. You're like, there's no way that's baby oil with how much he poured out there, because they would have both turfed it multiple times trying to run over that one spot. So yeah, he basically poured water all over himself and then did the slipping senton bomb, which was garbage. Actually, though, executed well. Executed well for what it is.
Now, for a garbage match, it was still entertaining. There was a lot of botches in this match. It was not good. A lot of selling by both guys that really didn't seem to make a lot of sense, but it was a match, and Marko Stunt got a win.
Yeah. I mean, I started teasing early in the match. I said, Jamie, if Marko Stunt wins this is the end of Nakazawa's wrestling career. This is it. It's not going to work. I mean, Marko Stunt, you can easily say, is the bigger name. But still, like, if they figure out a way to make this to put Marko Stunt over, this is the end of his career. The way they figured out to put Marko Stunt over made it even worse. So Nakazawa pulls his Speedo off the way that he normally does, gets ready to go Mr. Sacco with it. Marko Stunt counters it in multiple ways, and then eventually, would you say, reverses the underwear into his own face?
Yeah, he reversed it in his face, and it got stuck there in some disgusting manner. I don't even want to think what was in those underwear to stick to his face for such a prolonged manner.
Yeah, but it was like we were watching Alien, and it grabbed on, and it didn't let go.
It totally aliened him. It totally, like you said, it totally got him like an alien, and from the movie, and it just, all I know for notes was good Lord.
Yeah.
I tried to block that finish out of my mind. I actually forgot it until you brought it up.
Ridiculous.
Marko Stunt got a win, and that's all you can say about that.
Marko Stunt tried to pull a little Cody Rhodes and being the good, the good winner,
that's right.
Decided to help help him get his trunks off his face.
Yes.
That was great. And then let him know that they stunk, so he didn't really want to be friends.
Right. Didn't want to shake his hand because his trunk stunk.
Next up,
we've got Luther and Serpentico versus Pineapple Pete and Brady Pierce. Battle of the jobbers here. Yeah. 3 guys with 0 and whatever records, but Luther and Serpentico pull this one out, and what I can only say is I never want to see this again.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even have much to say about this match. Luther resonates with me a little bit. The rest of it was garbage. And, I mean, math is broken in this league because there can only be so many winless in the entire, but whatever, if we're going to call it a league. So, yeah, anyway, next.
And finally, we have the main event of Brian Cage versus Brian Pillman Jr. for the FTW title. This was not nearly the biggest squash match as I thought it was going to be. I thought Pillman was just going to get crushed, do the job, and it would be over in minutes. But he got a little bit of offense in, and it didn't look too bad.
It looked actually great. I said this multiple times. Pillman got over in this way more than Cage did. It should have been way more of a squash than it actually was. Yeah. The match took way too long. Brian Cage did not come out looking like the monster that he needs to come out looking like. And like I said, Brian Pillman went over in this. And that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, Cage should have crushed him, especially for a guy who's wrestling for the title tomorrow night against Moxley.
100%. Yes.
This should have been just a crushing match. It should have been over quickly. But it wasn't, and I was appreciative of that. I'm glad Pillman got a little bit over. I mean, he did after the bell. He get him with an extra drill claw, I think it was.
Oh, he did like 4 or 5. Like he did.
Right.
He did. Remember, Chris Jericho used to do the multiple power bombs in a row, pick you back up, do it again. Boom, boom. There's a bunch of guys that do it. He did that, and then he did. Yeah. Another one of it, like he really kind of, it was a cheap way for them to try to get additional heat, as far as I'm concerned, and the way that they could have.
It didn't work.
Yeah, but the way they could have got better heat for Cage was just let him absolutely annihilate Pillman instead of having to do all this after the bell. But fair enough, whatever.
Yeah. It is what it is. It's dark.
Hey, they've got Pillman that they have to build up a little bit as well, right? So in the end, did they kill 2 birds with 1 stone, or get 2 birds stoned at once, as Ricky would say?
They got 2 birds stoned at once, in my opinion.
Close enough. Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
That's it.